long time since we've done a movie review.
Video 2.
Since Video 2 was the last time we did a movie review. But I mean, movies don't come as quickly as music does.
Right.
So today we're going to be talking about a movie with the biggest opener of all time. Is Jurassic World. Before we start, if you haven't seen Jurassic World and you somehow stumbled upon this video,
don't watch it.
Do not exit out of this video now because there'll be a lot of spoilers.
Right.
You know, we might go into detail with a lot of scenes and probably some stuff that you don't want to hear. So, if you haven't seen Jurassic World, get out.
There's the door. That rectangle on the wall, that's the door.
Yeah. Alright, with that being said, out of the two of us, one really enjoys the movie and one does not.
Can you guess who?
We'll
give you a moment.
Mr. Josh, why don't you like Jurassic World?
Alright. I have several reasons why I didn't like Jurassic World. Now, obviously, there's a lot of people who liked Jurassic World, and that's totally cool. It's definitely better. Alright, it's definitely better than Lost World.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely better than Lost World. I think everybody can agree on the fact that Lost World kind of sucked.
And Jurassic Park 3.
And 3 sucked. So, I mean, I think that out of all the plot lines for Jurassic Park movie that, you know, could have succeeded and did very well, I think this one obviously has the most to work with. Mm-hmm. And you're explaining to me that you're gonna have dinosaur hybrids. I don't like. The first thing that pops into my head is there's gonna be some sort of like a velociraptor hatching out of an egg with Jeff Goldblum's head on it. And like I don't know. It just sounds like it. On paper, it seems like it could have been a really awesome movie, but at times it just got too cheesy and overbearing for me. And I don't know, maybe I'm being too cynical about it, but I expected more from it. And like, I don't really know why I expected more from it because it was exactly how it was marketed. They tried to make a lot of nods to the first movie, which was kind of cool. Although I don't really think that like they were executed the best. I'm like more of an old school kind of like movie guy. I like to see a lot of animatronics. I like to see a lot of, you know, things like that. I feel like a lot of movies today are way too CGI'd, and I felt that a lot of the CGI in this movie was like, I've only seen it once, so I'll go back and watch it again. But my first impression of it was that the CGI was not very good. I thought the acting was poor. The female lead role, I thought she was like it's a girl from The Village.
Yeah, she was also Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man.
Right, yeah, exactly. So she's been in a lot of things. I don't feel like she did very well in it. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that have conflicting statements. And that's cool. If you enjoy the movie, enjoy the movie, but this is my take on it. I thought it was too cheesy and overbearing. I don't know why, but I thought that maybe there was going to be a slightly darker overtone. I definitely would have... I don't know. For me, the charm of that movie is that you have like this amazing theme park that's like very child oriented, and then it suddenly takes kind of like a right turn to a way a darker place. Almost like, I know this is really ridiculous, kind of a stretch, but almost like a Five Nights at Freddy's kind of thing, where it's like you have this amusement like type scene, and then it takes like a total right hand turn, and then it's like it's the same gist, but I don't know. Whereas Jurassic Park 1 was like a very like, it was almost a horror movie. You know, not for nothing, but you have velociraptors that got out of the pen and a T-Rex that killed a bunch of people. Why would you rebuild the park? I think if the movie had a darker overtone, it would have been cooler. That's the way that I would have liked it to snap back to the first movie. The third movie and the second movie were just ridiculous. Like, they weren't like, I don't know, totally different movies than the first one.
You felt no appeal in it at all?
I mean, they tried it really hard at the end. They tried really hard at the end. They brought like a T-Rex with like the velociraptors, and they want you to get in the freaking T-Rex corner. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. And not for nothing, but like the dinosaur that they showcased, they like based the whole thing on, which is like that giant whale-esque type of dinosaur. That dinosaur wasn't even remotely close to being as large as it was in that film. I mean, I get that they gotta kind of blow it up for like, and I guess they're gonna say that it was because it was genetically modified is the reason why it was possibly so much larger.
I think that was actual size for that thing.
It wasn't.
You sure?
I looked it up. Because like, at first I thought they were gonna have like maybe some like megalodon-esque type dinosaurs, But like, and this is the same with any Jurassic Park movie. You can't go into it thinking that the dinosaurs are actually going to be like what they were really like. Because if you did that, like you could, like velociraptors, for example, are like wicked small. They're like 3 feet tall. They're not even that. They're not being even close to being that big. And they don't look like that. They're more like aviary type dinosaurs, but they make them look like that because I don't know, they want to make kids go. Whoa.
Yeah. What I thought about it was, I'll get the bad out of the way first. The acting was, and the actors and actresses and the dialogue were not that great.
You know, they were very cheesy.
It wasn't. Chris Pratt, I think, was probably the best out of all of them. That was the bad side for me. Was that
Right.
the actors and actresses could have been better. Now, as for the good, you know, the main thing that I really, really enjoyed about this movie is how much they related it back to the first Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and they did that a few times. They did that with that was it Stegosaurus?
Yeah, I mean, just they had so many references in there, and it just made me feel like I was, you know, in the 90s again, watching Jurassic Park for the first time all over again.
I can
Some
see
parts.
that. Maybe like watching a real sequel.
You know, going back to the old park and when they started up the Jeep, you know, all the times they talked about John Hammond, you know, Dr. Wu being in there, which he kind of seemed like a bad guy with how, you know, modifying all these dinosaurs and everything like that. It's like, well, that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, he was the only one that was from the first movie that was in the whole all of Jurassic World.
Jeff Goldblum.
But then the end. That was honestly that was one of the coolest endings I've ever seen in a movie, in my opinion. When I mean, the kid gives it away when he says we need more teeth, or whoever said that line. He gives it away. As soon as I heard that line, I said they're going to get the T-Rex. I said they're going to get the real T-Rex, not this Indominus Rex that they bred.
Yeah, the T-Rex teams up with Velociraptor.
So then she goes to
what the hell is this?
to the pen, and then lights as soon as she lights that torch, you know that's who she's getting.
Yeah.
She's getting the fucking T-Rex.
And the T-Rex is just gonna be overly compliant.
And you know, I didn't think they were going to do it, but I was kind of worried. I said, the T-Rex is not losing this time.
Yeah.
I said, the T-Rex lost to the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park III, which is asinine.
Yeah.
But I said, that's not happening this time.
Yeah.
I said, you know, just that whole end scene with them fighting the Indominus was just, I thought that was, it just...
It's almost like
so
Manny
much,
Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, too. Like with reptiles.
That's just the positive side for me for this movie. It's just so much nostalgia. And, you know, I take it Josh is just not a nostalgic person.
Hey,
but, I mean,
I'm a very nostalgic person.
Like, you weren't for this movie.
I love old movies, man. I'm obsessed with them.
That's where this movie really, really markets to, is people nostalgia for people who really, really love the first Jurassic Park, like myself.
Once the dust settles and people have time to really process this movie, I definitely don't think it's going to be as good as everyone thought it was. I think it's the shock value, but we'll see.
It is the first Jurassic Park movie since 2001.
And that is pretty cool.
You know, so
and a semi-decent one.
This has been talked about, and this has been worked on for years. They've been talking about the fourth installment of, you know, Jurassic Park, and now they finally got it.
Yeah.
And you know, for me, it delivered.
More curious to see how Chris Pratt's career continues, like where he goes from here.
He signed on for more
Yep.
Jurassic Park films. We'll see how that goes.
About what? Like about what?
We'll see.
What's left? There's nothing left. You had the giant dinosaur. You had this giant mutant dinosaur.
I mean, since now that they had the park open for the first time, since they never did that before, it'll be interesting to see what they do now. I don't know if I would like this sort of thing, like in real life. I think it's, you know, I'm kind of gonna be like Jeff Goldblum here in the first movie, but it is. I think it is too much power.
It is.
You know, seeing all the people and everything. You know, riding dinosaurs, petting dinosaurs, and you know, I think these things are extinct for a reason. I mean, it's just a movie, so it's cool to imagine this sort of thing. But I mean,
and it broke out again.
But there's a reason
and they're
why
gonna rebuild it again.
There's a reason why people and dinosaurs do not exist in the same time period. So it's just a movie. So it's you know, like I said, it's really cool to imagine that sort of thing. But I think if this sort of thing were to happen in real life, I don't think I would approve of it. I say that now, but maybe if I were to visit, maybe I wouldn't say
they
that.
had one. Yeah, I don't know.
See, that's chaos there.
Ridiculous.
Just add some Oz when you then you can do a Jeff Goldblum impression.
I'm saying maybe diverge away from. I think there's certain franchises that could maybe benefit from almost like, if anything, like an HBO kind of thing. If you took maybe like a Chris Pratt kind of guy and maybe made like a mini series, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even like if they made a Jurassic Park mini series, like a thing, you know, like what they did with Daredevil. I think that'd be better outlet. And I think
they want to bring in the big bucks. That's
yeah,
why
exactly.
It's
It's
about money,
the deal, but like.
you know.
It depends. You have to look at statistics about like how often people go to the movies now compared to like what they watch online. Like we saw Jurassic World in IMAX.
That was
If you're gonna be, you know what I mean? Like I can understand like maybe you want to see certain movies in like an IMAX, but you know, being in the comfort of your own home, you have like a cool maybe like a 10 episode miniseries of a Jurassic Park. That'd be kind of cool.
I wouldn't mind that.
You know what I mean?
You know?
And maybe that would be a better outlet than making like a 2.5 hour feature. I think film, and we talk about this forever. Film in general is just kind of taking like a left turn. Maybe it's starting to evolve a little bit about how easily accessed media content is. You know, 20, 30 years ago, media wasn't as easily accessible.
No internet.
Yeah. So I mean, to go to the movies was a different experience.
Yeah,
even in the 90s.
It's definitely way different now with, you know, social media
and the way
television.
that exactly
like
the
that.
way that you can build things up and make tensions totally different. Like things on like HBO and Stars and stuff are the way of the future.
Maybe.
And then maybe every once in a while you release like a big feature. You know what I mean?
But I mean, overall, Jurassic World had the biggest opening all time.
I can't believe that.
Well, $511 million
I
worldwide.
still can't even believe that.
So,
I've seen conflicting figures on that. Let us know what you think of it in the comment section. We'd like to see more comments.
Definitely. Say what you think about Jurassic World. Do you think it sucks?
Tell me how much
it's
of an
awesome?
asshole I am for not liking this movie. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Tell me
I'll
how.
tell you why
tell
he's
me how
right.
I'm right, or I'm wrong, or he's right,
Or I'm wrong.
or we're both wrong,
Or yeah, we could both be wrong.
or we're both right.
It's
It's bad, but it's good.
It's,
and
yeah.
It's good, but it's
It could
bad.
be- yeah, you never know.
So Jurassic World.
Jurassic World, guys.
Definitely go see it.